Hello and welcome to the Life Strategies Podcast. I'm your host, Michelle Jones, and I'm so glad you're here today. If you've recently experienced the loss of a best friend who is also a parent, spouse, sibling, or close family member, especially someone you cared for as a caregiver, this episode is for you. Losing someone so essential to your life can feel like losing a part of yourself. It's a deep, multifaceted grief that touches every corner of your life. Today, we'll explore ways to navigate this unique kind of grief and begin the journey of rediscovering your purpose and identity after caregiving. It's not an easy road, but together, we'll find hope, meaning, and eventually, joy in this new chapter. Let's dive in. When your best friend is also a family member, parent, spouse, sibling, or even someone else you were close to and cared for, losing them can feel like losing a piece of your soul. It's not just the person you're mourning, it's also the role you played in their life. As a caregiver, your daily routines and identity were often intertwined with their needs. Now, without that role, it's natural to feel disoriented or even unsure of who you are. This kind of grief is layered. On one hand, there's the sadness of losing the person you shared so much with. On the other, there's the challenge of letting go of the purpose caregiving gave your life. I want to remind you, all of these feelings are normal. You might feel overwhelming sadness one moment and then a strange numbness the next. You might feel relief that their suffering is over, only to be hit with the guilt for feeling that way. All of these emotions are part of the process, and none of them make you a bad person. Grieving isn't a task to complete, it's a journey to walk through, one step at a time, one day at a time. It can be helpful to create rituals to honor your loved one. This could be something small, like lighting a candle in their memory, or journaling your favorite memories of them, or something more structured, like visiting a place that was meaningful to them, or creating a memory box with keepsakes that remind you of their life and legacy. For those of you who are caregivers, guilt can often complicate grief. You might question if you did enough, or replay moments where you wish you had done things differently. Let me tell you this, you gave them love and care. That is more than enough. Remember, grief doesn't have a timeline. Some days you'll feel like you've made progress. Other days, it may feel like you're right back at square one. This is normal. Be patient with yourself. After loss, it's common to wonder, who am I now? Especially after caregiving, when your identity was so closely tied to someone else's well-being. It can feel strange, even a little scary, to shift your focus back to yourself. Take a moment to reflect. Who were you before caregiving? What hobbies, passions, or dreams did you have? Maybe they've been on the back burner for a while. That's okay. Now is the time to reconnect with those parts of yourself. Start small. Try a new activity, take a walk in nature, or revisit a favorite hobby. Journaling can also help you reflect. One prompt I love is, what lights me up now? Write down whatever comes to mind, no matter how small it seems. You are more than your role as a caregiver. You have talents, strengths, and dreams that are waiting to bloom again. Finding purpose after loss doesn't happen overnight. It's an evolving process, and it often starts small. Maybe purpose looks like volunteering, mentoring, or joining a group where you can connect with others. Purpose can also be found in quiet, personal moments, like being there for a friend or taking care of yourself in ways you haven't before. If you're a person of faith, this can also be a time to lean into your spiritual beliefs. Reflect on the idea that your loved one's legacy lives on through you. What values or lessons did they leave you? How can you carry those forward? Start by setting small, achievable goals. Things that bring you a sense of accomplishment and joy, even if it's something as simple as cooking a favorite meal or trying a new class. Purpose grows through action, one step at a time. Here's the thing about grief and purpose. They can coexist. You can honor your loved one's memory and still create a life filled with meaning and joy. Living fully is one of the most beautiful ways to honor the love you shared. Carry their lessons with you. Share their stories. Let their impact shine through your actions. As you move forward, remember that you don't have to do it alone. Lean on your support system, whether it's family, friends, or even a grief group. And be kind to yourself. Healing takes time, and there's no right or wrong way to do it. Hope often starts as a tiny seed. By taking small, loving actions for yourself, you'll nurture that seed until it grows into something beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me today on the Life Strategies podcast. Grief and renewal can feel like a long, uncertain journey, but you don't have to navigate it alone. Be gentle with yourself and trust that in time, you'll rediscover joy and purpose. If today's episode resonated with you, I'd love to hear your thoughts or your own story. Feel free to reach out or connect with me on social media, and if you know someone who might benefit from this episode, please share it with them as well. As always, I wish you faith, hope, and love on your journey. Bye for now. I'll see you next episode.